Ladies and gentlemen, with this story, again, about Chicago, I'm going to try to keep it brief because I have a lot to say, but I'm going to try to keep it in a condensed form because I want you guys to focus on more or less what happened in this story and focus on the memory of this little boy right here. It's such a tragic story in so many different ways, and Chicago, Illinois takes another L yet again, and I think this is another situation where we're just doing this to ourselves. We always can claim that it's other people that we should fear, but in these stories, it's always our own kind who are doing the things against us that's the most egregious. Even though I know that's not exactly how the Tupac quote went, but I'm sure everybody understands where I'm coming from. I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities, and this story is going to have some very, very hard to swallow details, okay? So if you guys would do me a favor, that is your disclaimer, and listen to the story. A 15-year-old boy has died after he was shot 24 times. This boy was shot 24 times near a Chicago gas station while he was out buying snacks, according to his family. Sincere Cole, this young soul that you guys see on my screen right here, Sincere Cole was fatally injured in Chicago Lawn area last night when the unidentified gunman opened fire. And let me tell you guys, 24 times, 24 shots is no accident. What that says to me is that whoever did this to him knew who he was and intended to take him out. That's an immediate tie. He knows him for whatever reason. Okay? Now, police haven't yet revealed if they have any suspects, and the boy's family are begging any witnesses to come forward. And I want to remind you guys, this is in Chicago, a place that's not known for people coming forward because apparently they're not tired of this type of thing happening. Apparently the mayor's not tired. These city leaders aren't tired. The parents aren't tired. The community's not tired of constant gunfire in an area that is deemed to have the strictest gun laws in America. But yet you keep trying to put the pressure on law-abiding citizens, but there's no pressure on the criminals who don't give a crap about the law anyway. But I guess that don't matter. Let's keep going. I've got to stand up here and scream from inside out and make sure that I get the word out so he won't be another name, another number, another tag. His aunt and legal guardian, Brandy Martin, said from the scene of the shooting. Brandy Martin says she hopes surveillance footage from nearby stores and apartments will help solve the crime. The grieving aunt said Sincere was a lovable kid who was often misunderstood after his mother, Felon Smith, was struck by a Chicago Transit Authority train in 2019. Her name is just incredible. Felon Smith. Feline? I hope her name is Feline and not Felon. F-E-L-O-N. Maybe I'm just pronouncing it wrong. But that's why this boy was in the custody of his aunt rather than the parent. But then you also have to ask, where's his biological father? Was he not in his life? Was he not given a chance to get custody? Did he not give a crap? Who knows? But I think that's the lady that was struck by the train who dropped her cell phone, tried to go down and get her phone, and ended up losing her life. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's that story, okay? Now, she described him as an ambitious child who had taken initiative to better his life. I don't really know what that means. I mean, was he not living a good life, or was he having some issues? I don't know. But she said that out of her own mouth, to better his life. Sincere was creative, ambitious, an entrepreneur at age 15. He found a way. Standing at the gas station, pumping people's gas to make money. It's better than knocking an old lady in the head for her purse, Martin said. And somehow I wish Martin didn't say. I hope she does watch this video. And I mean this with every ounce of strength in my body when I say this. Just because something like that is better than, and you compare it and you give it a stark contrast and say better than robbing people. How about the fact that a 15-year-old kid shouldn't have to be out working and earn money? That's because 15-year-old kids should have a mother and a father, a biological mother and a biological father that are in one household, one roof, that planned out this kid's life before they had him. Saved up money, had enough money, had a career, had future, had guidance, then had the kid, put your finances together, and then this kid shouldn't have to be 15 years old needing money from an outside source outside of his parents. This is going to continue to piss me off and bug me until people see what the real problem is. Amen? Thank you for that in the chat. The real problem is that the parents are still failing these children. We are continuing to bring children and produce children. And the way that we're bringing them into this world is not conducive to these children being successful. Chicago is a perfect example of not having fathers in the household, and this shit ain't working out too well for you, is it? It hasn't been as long as I can remember, probably longer than I've been born. Since the 70s through the 80s and 90s, we're continuing to just bring children into this world and continuing to throw government programs out there and say, hey, we'll get you all the help you need. Don't worry about how you bring children into this world. Don't worry about how many children you bring into this world. Don't worry about who you bring children into this world with. We got you. We'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. But yet these people go to sleep in these neighborhoods at night and hear pow, 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 all effing night, all effing. Matter of fact, this happening during the daytime. They don't even care anymore. Daytime, nighttime, crowded, no crowded, kids, no kids, school, no school, holiday, no holiday. It doesn't matter. Black history or no black history. Hello? Can't stop killing black people on black holidays and black months and black history? Well, I'll be damned. But I want y'all to remember that Black Lives Matter. Whew. Yes, we see how much they matter. Clearly. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, man. And this is the raggediest. Oh my, I gotta show y'all this. This is the raggediest gas station. Let me see if I can show y'all this gas station. Instead of a gas station, they need to call this a trash station. Let me put this on the screen for y'all. Hold on just a moment. You already know. Look at this trash station. That looks like somebody took that gas station and wiped their rear end with it after eating some hot Takis, some ghost pepper fries, and McDonald's, and wiped their butt with it and left it out on the concrete to dry. That's what this gas station looks like. Trash everywhere, dirt everywhere, oil everywhere, hoses everywhere. Absolutely disgusting. Makes me sick to the stomach. And I know, and this is the thing that I hate. What I hate is I know that I'm going to have some freaking idiot that's going to watch this video, even in the midst of everything that I said that was factually accurate. You can't prove a single thing that I said that wasn't accurate. That are still going to have a problem with what I just said. They're going to say something wrong with me. They're going to say I need to be canceled. I need to take, can you please take the video down? What you said hurting us so much, DJ Just Jay. What I said bothers them more than what we continue to perpetuate every single day. You won't leave the hood. You won't change the hood tactics, the hood way, the hood mentality, the hood choices and decisions that you make every single day. We won't change nothing. You continue to bring this Mayor Lori Lightfoot funny face looking ass. Man, that is a funny looking woman. Alien head, bad shape, all type of stuff. You won't bring the National Guard in, but you're gonna, we need some help out here, y'all. We need help. But you don't want to let the real help come in and do what they got to do to cleanse this area of the ridiculousness. It is what it is. You make your bed. Hope that motherfucker is comfortable. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. More than anything, guys, I just want to see us not disappear on camera. But more than anything, what I'm hoping that people will do is they will see these stories, they will realize that something is wrong, and they will make a change in their actions as opposed to asking people to describe it in a nicer way. Please. Okay? Let's get it.
15-year-old Sincere Cole's mother was killed 3 years ago after she was hit by a CTA train. Then days later, his 22-year-old cousin was shot and killed, and now the family is saying they're going through deja vu after finding out that he suffered the same fate. Family described 15-year-old Sincere Cole as a lovable kid.
Sincere was the type of kid, he would go and rake yard, move snow, make a couple of dollars. He was misunderstood often. But when you experience what you've experienced, it'd be misunderstood. I'm often misunderstood.
Brandy Martin couldn't hold back tears while telling us the pain she's enduring after her nephew was gunned down.
He said, "Auntie, I'm walking to the gas station."
Police say Sincere was shot and killed Saturday evening in the Chicago Lawn neighborhood near the corner of Marquette and Western. The gunshots could be heard from inside this Shell gas station.
And this young man was decent. I know he's a decent young man because I see him every day. Every day I've been up here, he's been up here with me. Every day I'm going to miss him.
Sincere's death brings pain and tragedy to his family once again. 3 years ago, his mother, Falon Smith, was killed by a CTA train while trying to get her cell phone off of the train tracks. Leaked video from that tragedy appeared to show no one helped her. Then just days later, Sincere's cousin, 22-year-old Akila Addison, was shot in the head and killed in Fuller Park. Sincere's aunt says he died after suffering the same fate.
Case still unsolved. This is like deja vu for me.
Now she's asking anyone with information to come forward.
One bullet, a million lives. And like it doesn't stop here, it's ongoing. It's trapping us in our own homes. And
the family of a murdered Chicago teenager pleads for the public's help in bringing his killer to justice. Glenn Marshall's live at police headquarters with more. Good morning, Glenn.
Hey, good morning, guys. Now, the family describes Sincere Cole as a lovable kid who was an entrepreneur trying to get his life together, but then this shooting happened. Now they're asking for the public to help them find his murderer. Now, the shooting...
I wonder what they mean by he was trying to get his life together. What does a 15-year-old and getting his life together, like, what does that mean? Why are they describing it that way? How was his life? How was he living his life? And again, you also have to ask, what led up to this, what caused it. Because just like people always want to say, like the only way that we can not repeat history is we have to look at the past. Well, we have to look at this situation. If that's the case, then we have to look at this situation and ask what caused this so we can prevent it going forward. If we don't get answers to that, then how will we know how to prevent it? So yes, I think it's very, very important to know why the person that knew him did this to him. Getting his life together. Like, what the hell does that even mean?
Happened on Saturday. The family gathered, though, yesterday to release balloons in the memory of 15-year-old Sincere Cole. Sincere was walking home from this Shell gas station at the corner of Western and Marquette Saturday evening when someone opened fire on the teen. His family says that he was shot 24.
Every angle of that gas station is just flat out nasty.
Times. They described him as an entrepreneur who would pump gas for money at the same gas station where the shooting took place. Now, Sincere's death is the latest in tragedies the family has faced. 3 years ago, his mother, Falon Smith, was killed by a CTA train, and days later, his 22-year-old cousin, Akila Addison, was shot and killed in Fuller Park. Her murder has gone unsolved, and his aunt, Brandy Martin, is making a plea to the community to help solve his.
24! My nephew balled up and pleaded for his life. Somebody saying something. Somebody out here saying something.
Yes, somebody did see something and nobody said nothing. Pretty sure they did.
The Southside family again after.
He's shot everywhere from his feet to the crown of his head. What type of animal does that?
Brandy Martin overwhelmed with emotions after returning from the medical examiner's office identifying her young nephew, Sincere Cole. The 15-year-old shot 24 times, murdered just around the block from his home near this Shell gas station on 67th and Western.
My nephew got the look on his face that he had when he died. Help. You see it in his face.
It happened just before 7 on Saturday night. Ralph Kendall, who works at the gas station, says he was the last person to see him alive.
Yeah, I heard shots, but that's you know, I hear that all the time.
There's just so much wrong with this. And I still keep thinking about when she said that he was pumping gas for money when gas is already high as it is. People are already having trouble in working and paying their bills as it is, let alone that it ain't that hard for you to pump your own freaking gas to begin with. But you have a 15-year-old asking for money to pump your gas for you. That's just not normal. A 15-year-old should not have to be doing that for money. That's a failure on the parents or caretakers, whomever it is. That's a failure on the parents' part. Mom, dad, aunt, family tree, whomever.
And then 2 guys come in and said, man, somebody got shot on the ground. So I ran and got on the ground, and I looked at him, and his eye looked at me and took his last breath.
The teen's death, just another fatal blow for his family. His mother, Falon Smith, was struck and killed by a CTA Red Line train in 2019 while trying to get her phone. 3 days after that, his cousin and Martin's daughter was shot and killed. Both murders still unsolved, leaving this woman feeling hopeless that justice may never come.
I'm a mother of a child killed by gun violence. I'm an auntie of a nephew killed by gun violence.
Y'all hear what she said? Let me point out how insane that sounds. I'm a mother who lost a child to gun violence. Then I lost my nephew to gun violence. But did you though? Or did the guns just come in and pick themselves up, and the guns are walking the streets, and the guns are loading themselves up, taking the safety off, and the guns are just shooting people indiscriminately? They're just like, that guy, that guy, that guy. The guns are doing this? One thing that I don't see people like her who are shedding so many tears like Tupac, suffering through the years and shedding so many tears, but one thing you don't see them doing is you don't see very many people calling out the people who have the guns in their hands. Hashtag thugs with guns. Guns don't do anything. They are inanimate tools until a human being picks them up and does something with them. Guns don't have timers on them, and guns don't have brains, but humans do. I lost him to gun violence. You didn't lose anything to gun violence. You lost your nephew, your child, and whomever else to murder from people who look just like you. It's not the government. It's not the police. They make the police look like it's this big bad boogeyman out there. They make the courts look like they're just trying to just keep their foot on our neck and hold us down. When this is the easiest time in human history to make money, when you could take something as simple as a device that looks just like this. You can aim this, fire this, and make money off of it without even leaving your home, rather than taking these tools, these guns. Kyron said exactly what I was thinking, even though I can't utter those words over the air, but that's exactly what I'm saying. We won't put the blame and accountability. Matter of fact, here's the cold part about it. The women seem to be the safest. This is only happening to black boys. This is only happening to black men. So why is it that if these women care so much about these kids and these men and this violence that they're perpetrating against each other, why can't you do something as simple as call it out and say it's them that's doing it, not the guns? They're not gunning y'all down in the street like this, not at this rate. So it seems like a lot of the women, not all, but a lot of them are safe to say whatever they want and feel however they feel, but they won't call out their sons and boyfriends and thugs. Hashtag not all. Thought I'd throw that out there.
The family of a 15-year-old shooting victim is begging for help finding his killer.
The teen died after being shot 24 times. WJN's Dana Revitt live outside the 7th District Police Station in Englewood now. Dana?
Well, a short time ago, we heard from this victim's aunt, and within the last 3 years, just unimaginable. She has lost her sister, then her daughter, and now her nephew, this 15-year-old boy she stepped in to raise after her sister was killed. She is asking anyone who may have witnessed this shooting on Saturday night to step forward and help police.
Since we're talking about dating choices, I want to throw this out there as a new hashtag, and maybe y'all can remind me of this. Hashtag, when you breed thugs, you breed death. Hashtag, breed thugs, breed death. That's a new AFC hashtag. Mark that down. February 25th, 2022, we just comes up with a new hashtag. Hashtag, when you breed thugs, you breed death. And we continue to keep breeding this negative breeding habit and then wonder why it continues to keep consuming us. It's real simple to me.
Please give us a little peace. I ain't slept in 2 years.
Brandy Martin still in shock 3 days after the murder of her nephew, 15-year-old Sincere Cole.
Sincere was creative, ambitious, an entrepreneur at 15. He found a way. Standing at the gas station pumping people gas to make money is better than knocking an old lady in the head for a purse.
Oh my God. Ma'am, you cannot hold a news press conference You can't say that, ma'am. That's not helping. I don't call, like, the bar is so freaking low that a bow-legged caterpillar would have a problem trying to crawl underneath the goddamn thing. The bar is so freaking low that we are calling a person pumping gas for reasons like I stated earlier, which is hard enough for anybody to even give somebody a few dollars to even do something you could do for yourself. To call that entrepreneurship? I mean, I've done things. I mean, come on, y'all, talk to me in the chat. Talk to me, please. I don't want to keep saying stuff that people don't understand. I ran a lawn cutting business when I was about his age. As a matter of fact, I think we started a little bit younger. I think I started around like age 12 or 13 when we were cutting grass. I would pay for trash bags, pay for gas, and then keep the extra money on top of the yards that we would cut around the neighborhood until my dad was able to get us some more clients that would let me go cut grass and do weed eating and line up the yards and make them look really nice. I would work for an hour for $20, busting my butt. And I had allergies, and it was a horrible way for me to make dollars. I'd be nasty and stinky and filthy, but I did it. I don't even think I really refer to that as entrepreneurship. I mean, I could be looking at this wrong, but I just think we set the bar so low. Well, it's better than knocking old ladies over the head, taking their purses. Why would that even come into you? Why would anybody think I could either be doing this or knocking old ladies over? Am I wrong? Why would that even enter your mind? It's like I could either be a teacher or I could be jacking off on cupcakes and serving them to the kids. Okay. I could either go to Walmart and go get the assorted candy bars and be out there selling them for $2, $3, $4, $5, $6, or do like when them kids were trying to sell them to the baby for $200 for some candy bars and some Skittles. Or I could be kicking in people's doors. Those are your only options? Damn. And that lets me know that the problem isn't the kids. It never was. The problem is how the children are being raised by the parents, by the aunts, by the absent fathers. Because that counts also. Because we don't have any requirements for how we procreate and what the standard is for us to let men come into our bodies and create children. We don't have a standard. The problem is who's raising them. How we're bringing them into this world, the lessons that we're teaching them. And I just don't think it's a good lesson to teach children. You could either go pump gas for people and hope that they give you whatever extra money that they have, or go knock old ladies over the head for their purses. I'm done with it. I don't know what else to say.
He didn't have to die.
Sincere Cole was shot and killed around 6:30 Saturday night just outside the Shell gas station at Marquette and Western in Chicago Lawn. His aunt says he had walked there to get some snacks and was leaving and on his way home when someone fired shots, hitting him 24 times. Cole lived with his aunt after losing his mother in June 2019. Falon Smith was killed by a CTA train after climbing down onto the 69th Street Red Line station tracks to try to retrieve her cell phone. Surveillance video at the time showed that no one tried to help her up. A week later, Brandy Martin's 22-year-old daughter, Akilah Addison, was shot in the head and killed in Fuller Park. That case still remains unsolved. She is now begging for help, asking anyone who witnessed the murder of her nephew to come forward.
Someone seen something, please speak out. Don't wait for it to happen to you and you got to stand before these cameras and ask for the same help that you refuse to give.
At least 8 people have been shot, 3 fatally, in Chicago gun violence over the weekend. Among the victims, a teenager who was known around his neighborhood as a helper.
Nate Rogers spoke with the boy's aunt and joins us now live from police headquarters. Nate?
Yeah, Dana and Natalie, this family, they can't believe all of this has happened. Police sources telling us this 15-year-old was shot some 24 times, one of those bullets striking him in the head. Family members telling me that he was not in a gang and did not appear to be in conflict with anyone.
And that's what I'm saying. That at least gives us somewhat of an answer. They said he wasn't in a gang and he didn't appear to be in conflict. So another thing that I was thinking, and I'm glad he at least said that much, because nobody else, if you think about it, on all these videos, they didn't say any of that. This could have been a simple robbery. But 24 times, that sounds real personal, doesn't it? Does it not? Getting shot 24 times sounds real personal.
Because I tried. Let me tell you how much I tried.
It's all still so surreal. Her nephew, to whom she was legal guardian, brutally killed.
We spend more time now, 2021, 2022, trying to save ourselves from germs and can't save ourselves from each other.
I do like that she said that. I do like that she said that. Let me rewind that. Let me hear what you said. Let me let you hear what she said again. We're more worried about the germs than we are the kids. I 100% agree with that.
2022, trying to save ourselves from germs and can't save ourselves from each other.
15-year-old Sincere Cole was seen leaving.
Now that I will give her credit, 100% right about that.
The Shell station, 67th and Western, just before 7 p.m. Saturday.
Not soon after maybe 3 or 4 minutes, I heard gunshots.
Ralph Kendall works there and found Sincere on the ground, struggling, unconscious, bleeding.
I looked at him, and I felt his neck, see if he was breathing. He took that last breath.
Now, we have some people in the chat who are saying it could be mistaken identity, but I want you to think about this. The fact that this happens so often, and not only does it happen so often, the fact that you could even have mistaken identity, I think, is a problem in itself. But let's keep going.
He looked at my face and took that last breath.
Police say Sincere was shot 24 times after meeting his gunman along the sidewalk. The motive unknown.
They had no idea who he was because he didn't live that type of lifestyle.
Red and pink balloons now commemorate the teen known for always trying to make an extra dollar. For Brandy Martin, it's so much loss too close together. Her mother, Apostle Georgetta Martin, died from cancer last year. Her daughter, Akilah, was murdered in 2019. Also, her sister, Sincere's mother, dead, struck by a CTA train after trying to retrieve her cell phone in 2019.
My whole family hurt. This is the worst type of.
Yeah, Brandy right now telling me she has a lot of support from family members and friends, and that's one of the only things that's helping her to deal with all this. Police looking at surveillance video, hopefully leading them to the gunman. No suspects in custody at this time. The funeral, the family's also looking to raise money to help with Sincere's funeral. More information is on our website at fox32chicago.com.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be a GoFundMe. Like I say, you know, with him being, 15 years old, I'm sure there's an excuse for living in Chicago and not having life insurance, right? And I know that might sound callous to some people. It might sound like I didn't think about what I was going to say beforehand before I just blurted that out. But I continue to keep saying that you live in these high-risk areas. You beg for GoFundMe, but you won't even have something as simple as life insurance, knowing that it's happening to the boys. I can even to this extent, I can understand if you maybe waited to get life insurance on the girls. But the boys are the ones that are targeting each other. The young men are the ones targeting each other, and not a single one of them have life insurance. You know why? Because they keep just counting on the good old people over there having their heartstrings plucked on over there at GoFundMe. They see the story, see it in the news, and like, you know what? We's just going to wait for people to donate to the GoFundMe rather than taking care of our own family circles. And I continue to keep saying, I'm not discrediting how tragic the story is. What I'm saying is that we all will pass away at some point, and we all need to take care of our own burial expenses. Our family circles are the ones that need to take care of that. It's going to happen to everybody at some point. We need to have a plan in place for the inevitable, like death. Just like we know that children are going to inevitably have expenses. They're going to need books. They're going to need shoes. They're going to need money for trips. They're going to need this. They're going to need that. And we have no plan for how to provide that, which is why we end up with kids being in the street and pumping people's gas and hoping for tips. That's not a job. That's not a career, and that is not entrepreneurship. The tragedy is that this boy was failed by his upbringing. He was failed at his mother and father. That's where it started. Bringing children into this world with no stability is a tragedy in itself. It's a tragedy waiting to happen. And we continue to keep multiplying that. And we could pick and choose these stories and say which ones are tragic and which ones, I guess, don't get any media attention. But they all matter. All these children's lives matter. Sincere's life absolutely mattered. What he went through, he did not deserve. He did not deserve to grow up in a house that was unstable. He did not deserve to not have the funding that he needed and was forced to go out and go live a life to go hope for tips when all that boy should have to focus on is sports and school. Sports, school, games, maybe friends. I know my message is going to be misconstrued, and I know that people are going to watch this video and they're going to leave some ridiculous comments. So I'll just wait and see what happens, because apparently I think we have a small collective of people that understand our story. We do have people that will move from these violent areas and move their children and their families, and they're just like, screw it. They're washing their hands with it. I get it. But for those who don't understand, I just hope and pray that people will start to listen with an open mind as well as an open heart. From my heart to yours, I thank you guys for listening to Sincere's story. And to Sincere, let me see if I can get his picture back up here. Sincere Cole, Young Prince, R.I.P. Thank you. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and share Sincere Cole's story. Thank you for listening.